Hey, great day, everybody. Wasn't sure if I was going to post this or not, really, because I'm still heading home from the gym. I'm trying to process how a conversation made me feel, but I just feel that this is going to touch somebody, maybe somebody else in the same boat. I always try to normally post my stuff for both the guys and the gals. Uh, and this definitely can be a piece of content for the ladies, but I just feel like I need as a man to address this to the guys. Um, I was in the gym today just a little bit ago, and I've noticed a guy for about 2 months now. Looked like he was in his 60s or so. He'd come in and work out, and we would smile and kind of just wave at each other. Uh, that was it. But today we was working right side by side each other, and I just decided to say hello. What would start next would be a 10-minute conversation that, wow, I still honestly don't know what to say about it. We got to talking about how long I'd been working out there, what got me started working out there. That led to me talking about how my son got me to working out. That led me into talking about my children. And then he asked me, do you and your kids work out? And I said, well, no. I said, I don't see my oldest one very often at all. My other two don't really come into the gym. I said, we've done it a few times. And then he said, do you and your wife come in a lot? I always see you alone. And I said, well, I don't. I told him I didn't have a wife. And the guy looked at me and he said, that's surprising. He looked me right in the eyes and said, you just strike me as somebody that would have a wife. And I got to tell you, I don't know how to take that. I didn't know. I had never been told that before. And I said, I told him I'd been married before. I said, but it's been 10 or 11 years. And again, this guy looks at me and he just looks blown away. And he said, that's over a decade. And then he started asking me what the issue was. And I mean, real polite. And I mean, I could tell he wasn't prying, but that he was just old school, trying to have conversation with me as another man. And I guess I gotta tell you, I just felt open to him. And I said, told him that I'd been married twice and that those relationships just did not work out. And I told him I'd come close to remarrying on a couple of occasions. And it just wasn't right. And he said, well, what are you doing wrong? And I looked at him and I was like, what am I doing wrong? I said, man, I've asked myself that a million times. And he said, no. He said, what are you looking for is what I mean. And I was explaining how I wanted something that I don't think exists anymore, or at least doesn't exist very much. And I was telling him about how I used to be overweight and how I used to blame other people and how, I never had any goals, ambitions. And he said, you know what your problem is? He told me that I want something most people don't want anymore. Here was a man that has been married 53 years. 53 years. Humbled me by saying that I look like I should be married. I conduct myself like I should be married. But then telling me something I've realized over the last couple of years. Do I want to be married? I'm not against it. But the truth is, do I want what I've put up with before? No. Will I put up with what I've put up with before? No. And as we got ready to leave, he said, "Can I give you some advice?" I'm thinking, man, what am I getting into now? He said, "You know what made my relationship work for 53 years and going? I married how I feel about myself. My wife compliments me, I compliment her." And I said, that's what it's all about. So guys, quit going back to the ones that hurt you. Quit going back to the ones that are unsure. Set your bar higher. And here's the thing. I've had people tell me they can't tell what a red flag is. You want to know what a red flag is? When you start dating someone, tell them you're not having sex until you get married. 90% of the red flags will blow away. Because that's a bar most people don't set, and that's a bar most people don't know. And what you're actually saying to the person who's coming for you, you're worth it. I am where I am in my life. And I needed this today. I needed to be reminded that I'm worth it. Forget the workouts, forget the running, forget the self-improvement, forget all the books, forget about trying to be a good parent. I needed to know that I was worth it. Because I don't hear that very often. And you may not hear that either. So let me share this. Wait for the person who respects you. Wait for the person who's committed to you. Wait for the person who doesn't need a new car in the driveway or their old boyfriend on a Rolodex. And wait for the person who, when things are hard, will be at that altar with you kneeling down. There's a saying, anybody can climb on when it's hard. Not everybody will commit when it is. So I really don't know where I'm even going with this. I'm amped and shocked at the same time. But to anyone out there who's struggling to find the right person, you're not finding what you want. Maybe it's old-fashioned. Maybe you don't trust anybody anymore. You're not on the wrong road. There's just less people on it. So I want to encourage you today. It's not about growing an ego. It's not about putting people down. It's about believing in yourself, having faith in Christ. And if you truly believe you are worth someone else, you will act like you're worth someone else. And in God's time, that someone else will come. And in the meantime, lean into Him. And one day, you might be the person in the gym talking to a younger you, saying, you're worth it. So that's it. So to me, that's definitely climbing out of the foxhole. So guys, just live life, love life from the depths of my soul. Climb out of that foxhole. Great day, people.